It's a very special Super Bowl Sunday edition of The Mike Sasson Show. Hi, everybody. My name's Mike Sasson. I'm the host of The Mike Sasson Show because I couldn't remember any other name for this time. I mean, if I named it like, hey, it's, Sasson's, takes of life, I'd forget that every 10 minutes.
Stupid anyways.
I know. That was actually the second choice, and then Alex was just like, I'm not going to be part of that. And I was like, okay, whatever. By the way, that's Alex Clemens. She is producer extraordinaire. First ballot Hall of Famer in the Internet Radio Hall of Fame, which is currently outside of a Whataburger in Lubbock, Texas, if you ever want to visit it. This week on the show, we're going to have Shannon Norman on the show. He is a hilarious comedian. He's a second-time guest here on the Mike Sasson Show. He's almost becoming like our Don Rickles.
The first second-time guest, right?
I know. Well, I think we had Matt Light on phone and then live in person. Oh, that's
different.
Yeah, he's the first two-time in-studio Mr. Smalls guest. So obviously, great honor for him. What's cool about that is the reason why he's going to be on, he's not on because he likes us or anything like that. He's on because he's promoting something. He's promoting that this weekend, February 9th and 10th, he is going to be recording his album. So if you want to see him performing his best stuff, then February 9th, Friday, 10 o'clock, he's going to be at Club Cafe on the South Side. And then February 10th, Saturday, he's going to be at 10 o'clock. He's going to be at Ham Bones in Lawrenceville. So you have two chances to see his act, whereas he's going to be recording. So he's going to want to kill. He's going to do his best stuff. He's not going to be riffing. He's going to be doing the stuff that he wants to get on there. He knows is funny.
Yeah. He already worked it out. Yeah. It's good.
It's good. It's going to be great. So he's going to be here. So that's going to be cool. That's exciting for him. And so he's doing he actually said, he goes, yeah, I'm doing kind of the Pittsburgh comedy thing. He did You Jag-Off. Then he did Us. Then he's going to do another podcast. Then he's going to do DVE Morning Show.
Oh, that's what you do to promote anything?
Yeah. You go on everybody's.
Oh, my God. We're included in that.
I know. That's why I was kind of pumped.
So famous now.
I know. The DVE people are furious, but we were included. But, guess what?
And you listed us before them, too.
Absolutely. Well, he's going to be on this Thursday on DVE, so that'll be cool. So it'll be fun.
We beat them to the punch.
We're exclusive. We're going to get all the stuff out of them, and then they're going to have nothing on there. Which I personally think promoting on this show is better than promoting on a terrestrial radio because if our people, well, here's the thing: people that he wants to show up to his audience are going to be people that listen to the River's Edge, people who listen to local talk, local radio, local music. Those are the people that are going to want to go see a great comedian like Shannon Norman, not someone who hauls gravel in Latrobe, which is what DVE gets.
Is that who listens to them?
That's who listens to them. Guys who
the only
people who deliver deliver newspapers at 3 a.m. in Butler. That's who listens to DVE anymore. So, but if you want to listen to the good stuff, then you got to listen to us. Anyways, again, you're listening to The River's Edge, www.riversedgepgh.com, where you get the best local talk, the best local music. It's unbelievable. Also, you could be listening to us on TuneIn Radio across the planet Earth. Anywhere. You could be in the middle of Zimbabwe in the jungle. If you've got Wi-Fi, you could be listening to The Mike Sasson Show. So that's amazing. Also, you could be listening to us after the fact on TuneIn, on SoundCloud, iTunes, or Google Play. So it's all good, Alex.
It's all good.
All good.
Mike.
And now one thing I need to apologize for. We're going to be on, I'd say, Sunday 9 p.m. That's going to be our time slot. But this is Super Bowl Sunday. So we got to.
So Mike was like, "I need to watch football and eat some food. I'm going to be in a coma by 9 o'clock.
Oh my God!
So we have to do it now."
Yeah, I would be totally. Actually, but the funny thing about this Super Bowl, if it's a terrible Super Bowl, I will be kicking myself, going, "Why couldn't I just record my show?"
Today's such a weird day for me, though. I went to a baby shower already. I'm much more productive than I am on days when we have our show at 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
How was the baby shower?
It was a baby shower.
How many baby showers have you attended?
A lot.
How many's a lot?
I don't know.
Over a dozen.
Yeah. Now, you always have to go to them, and even when you're a child, you have to go to them.
I've never been to a baby shower.
That's because men don't go to baby showers.
I know, but at some time, I'd like to, at least,
You don't need to go to one.
Really?
No, it's definitely a woman thing.
What do you do?
You eat, and then you watch someone open presents for about an hour, maybe longer. You play some games.
What did you get her?
So
did you go in with your mom and your sister, as one present?
Yeah, I only contributed one like one little thing to the whole present. Because so they're family friends. We've known them since I was born, since my sister was like born, basically.
Okay, who's pregnant and how old? Like, is she your age?
No, she's a year older than my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they make homemade pierogies for us every year.
That's
Not
awesome.
just for us, but for everyone.
Yeah.
And so we get them for Christmas every year. So I got her a little onesie from my store that says little pierogi.
Ah, that is cute.
It is really cute. It is perfect.
But here's the thing about presents, and that's birthday presents, Christmas presents, and I assume the shower presents. I want to deliver the present that's going to be used the most often and for the longest.
Yeah.
So I think you did a good job with the pierogi shirt.
Yeah.
But my thing would be I'd want something like a piece of furniture or or something to where they could use it to where it's like, okay, that was Mike's present.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's how I go for presents.
Well, see, I feel like always the best presents are like the handmade ones. Like one of her cousins like knitted or crocheted a blanket.
Oh.
Like I like the baby blanket that I had, like someone gave me when I was born. I used until I was maybe 10 or 11, like way too long. But those are the gifts.
Yeah,
that, like,
exactly. Then someone can, every time they see you and they see the blanket, they're like, yeah, that's the blanket that I got.
But my present did get a big, like, that's the thing with baby showers and opening gifts. You have to say, aw, like, after almost everything. But sometimes some things get more reaction.
Okay.
And the little pierogi onesie, like, got a big reaction.
Was it top
Everyone
5 reaction?
laughed. I don't know if it was top. There was a shit ton of gifts.
Like, what was
Like
the
a
best
shit
gift?
ton.
Number one gift, you'd say?
I would say that blanket. Because it had a lot of meaning behind it, too. So, yeah.
Who got the worst? What was the worst present? What was the present everyone just like, oh,
There really
crap.
isn't any. It's not bad presents. It's just presents that aren't as exciting, but you need, for babies.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's like these little pads for nursing and stuff.
Okay.
Like no one really that's not a cool gift. Everyone's not like, oh, that's so cute, but you need them.
That's something that like a mom of like 5 probably like, okay, this is what you actually need.
Exactly.
A shirt that says little pierogi, that's nice. But the thing you're going to need is when you're nursing and your nipples are,
Exactly.
on fire.
They're
you need
leaking.
this. Yeah,
That's
leaking.
why.
There was a YouTube clip of a woman that has a disorder to where she can't stop producing milk.
Yeah.
And so what she did, she turned it into a positive. She now refrigerates it and gives it to women who can't. So that's pretty cool.
I saw that. I think that's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, but
also sucks for her.
yeah, I would
That
assume
sucks.
that's a shitty one. Yeah, it'd be like if a guy just couldn't stop, ejaculating.
Yeah, but it's like it's painful. So it's different,
I think it would be painful after a while if you're a dude and you just couldn't stop like producing sperm.
I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah. What do you mean a thing?
I mean, like that's a thing where like that's a disease that people like get boners all the time or like have orgasms like every couple seconds.
Yeah. But then if he sat there and went, hey, I'm just going to give it out to people so they can have kids, to the people that can't have kids.
Aw.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and then he'd have like 6 million babies.
There you go.
Aw.
Who doesn't want 6 million babies? All right.
I don't know. Then you could have 6 million baby showers.
There you go. Just keep on going, and you just corner the market on little pierogi T-shirts.
Exactly.
Just start your own store for little pierogies.
Well, that's what me and my sister said. Like, we should just create some baby thing. Because, like, imagine how many baby showers happen throughout the year. And everyone's buying basically all the same, like, kind of the same gifts. Like, if you created these things and they were super adorable and just slightly better than everyone else's, you'd make so much money.
I think if you had a shop in the mall that was, hey, slightly better.
Yeah.
Slightly better
Slightly
for
better
babies.
baby clothes.
Yeah, just everybody. Your thing is everyone else. If they don't shop here, you're gonna win. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You got to win the baby shower.
Yeah.
So, and just like you're winning right now in terms of listening to the show. Now, as we mentioned before, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and this is an especially painful one for Pittsburgh fans. And by the way, comment away on the comment. We always read the comments at the end. So voice your frustration with this year's Super Bowl. But it's been very frustrating because on one hand, you have the New England Patriots who are pieces of dog shit.
Just giant dicks.
Essentially the rich kids that dads like bought everything for, that already have like 1,500 Ferraris and are going to the perfect school and have the amazing wife. Essentially they won the lottery again. Like that's essentially what the New England Patriots win. It's like, oh, great. The Hines family, their kid of, they have another Porsche. It's like, who cares? So that's annoying. And then on the other hand, you have Philadelphia. And if you've ever met anybody from Philadelphia, they're not pleasant people. They're degenerates, and they revel in being degenerates. But one thing that's always been fun is they have never won a Super Bowl.
That's been
So
fun.
at the end of tonight, you might be listening to this as on the podcast version, and you might not realize that, oh, you know what, Mike, now Philadelphia has a Super Bowl, so now they're even worse human beings. Because I don't think that they'll be, like, it's like when Boston people eventually got their Red Sox championship. They didn't all of a sudden become nice. They just became more insufferable jerks. So again, but here's the thing. Here's how I'm going to make it positive.
Oh.
It's not that there's no way you can win. There's no way you can lose. Because on one hand, if New England wins, then Philadelphia again continues to be a city filled with losers. But if New England loses, then you have the joy of watching Tom Brady walk off the field a complete loser. And then you have the argument to anybody who calls him the greatest quarterback of all time that say, okay, yeah, he's been in 8 Super Bowls, but he's lost 3 of them. And how can he be the greatest quarterback of all time if you lose 3 Super Bowls? Boom. That's how you shut him up. And that's what you cheer for today. If New England loses, which is what I hope, then you have that argument. But if Philadelphia loses, which, then you have the fact that they could never win a Super Bowl. So either or, someone's losing.
I don't like this Super Bowl because, one, I still have to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it still has to happen, and everyone in my life has to watch it, even though we're not even in it. And everyone's like, I feel like they're still going to yell at the TV, and they're still going to be butthurt afterwards. And I'm still going to have to hear about it for like 2 weeks afterwards at work.
By who?
Everyone. Do you know how many people like at my work will come into my work, like customers will come in and just complain about football and then leave? Like,
not even buy anything.
No. Yeah, they just come in, especially like when the Steelers were out. Like they'd come in and be like, "Oh, I never want to see another game from the Steelers." Blah blah blah, and then they just leave. Like, why would you do that?
At your day job, you kind of work in a sporty themed store.
But like that doesn't mean that I care about your opinion on sports.
Well,
it really doesn't.
When I was on Sports Talk Radio, people, I mean, I understand when I was on the show and I would ask for your opinion and you'd call in.
Yeah.
But when you would go out into the community, people would come up to you and just ask you the most like insane questions and want to just talk to you about sports. And like I was talking to Sean Collier about, like, he goes out with his dad, Gene, who's obviously a sports columnist for the Post-Gazette. And he says that, it's insufferable. Like his dad he just gets into like cruise control, just like, yeah, the Steelers.
You just have to agree with those people too,
yeah.
Or they're just going to be. You're going to have an argument with them, and they're going to be there for longer. So you just kind of have to agree with them, and then they leave eventually.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like hecklers in comedy. You can get into a battle with them, but if they don't shut up,
right.
And if you're at a place where there's no bouncers and they can't get rid of them and stuff like that, then you essentially almost have to just stop talking, or the audience gets mad at them. But the best way is just to go, great, and then just kind of move on.
Yeah.
Which, again, but I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl in a sense that, A, it's the last real football game of the year, and B, the fact that someone who I don't like is going to feel pain today. So that's a good thing.
You know what my favorite part of the Super Bowl is?
What is that?
The Puppy Bowl. Did you watch it?
I did not watch the Puppy Bowl.
Oh my God, it goes on for so long.
It's like, what do they do?
Fucking cute.
What do they do?
They're just puppies running around, but they like do really cute videos of them. So like when the players come through the tunnel, that little thing when they're coming out on the field, they do really adorable ones of the puppies like coming through the tunnel, and then they like run around the little field, and it's really cute. It's kind of pointless, because there's no real like game involved, because you can't have these puppies play a real
It's just
game.
Puppies running around being puppies.
Basically, yeah, and they like fight with each other and stuff, and then there's this one guy who has to be the referee of the whole thing, which I would love that job. Like, who wouldn't love that job?
Okay, 2019 Puppy Bowl. Let's get Alex as the referee.
The guy looks really familiar. He's, like, from something, but
he's not famous enough to be famous, but you know him.
Yeah, and then they do cute, like, training videos of the puppies. So they're, like, running around and pushing those, I don't know what those are called.
Puppies?
No, like, when you're training for football, you, like, push those things.
A sled?
Is that what it's called?
When you, like a blocking sled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
So the puppies don't really push it. 'Cause
Okay.
obviously, they don't have that kind of strength.
Uh-huh.
But it's so cute. Just like that. That is a great thing to do. Whoever thought of the puppy bowl just to appeal to everyone else who doesn't like stupid football, like, that was a good thing.
Well, the other thing about the Super Bowl is because of the fact that everybody watches it, including people that have no interest in football, the one thing that happens is that they'll talk during the game and then shut up for the commercials.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow everyone will just be like, who won the commercials? Who was the most popular commercial?
But you could just watch them the day after. You never have to watch this.
Oh, in my family, people just like, shut up, it's a Mazda ad, and you're just like, okay, all right, let's find.
I'm just excited for food today.
Yeah,
we're having a feast, and
Are you at your parents' or at your own joint?
At my parents', but Zach is cooking us a whole feast. We're having like burgers, like tater tots, like pasta salad. I don't know, a bunch of other delicious things.
I don't think we're going to have that big of a feast because everyone in my family's trying to lose weight. Like I was at the gym, and for the first time I saw my brother Tim, who was on the elliptical, so he's trying to lose weight.
Hey, Tim.
I know.
What up?
Yeah. Well, he called me. I was on the phone. Like I listen to my headphones, which are on my phone, listen to music, and I get a call from Tim, and I go, okay, what's up? And he goes, I'm right next to you. And I look like 4 ellipticals away, and it's him. And so we did that. Now, the funny thing is good I didn't look at the phone and go like, oh, crap. Or something like, oh, why is this loser calling me? But yeah.
That's what you normally do when your family calls.
Most of the time, I just be like, God damn it. Now, moving on to something, one thing that I am trying to always do is make tons of cash. And when I see an opportunity for someone that I care about to make big time cash, I try to point it out and help because that's what I'm trying to do.
Maybe the reason you're not making big time money is because you're saying it like that, and everyone hates it.
I think that's how the rich people say cash. It's cash.
Do you know rich people?
Many.
I feel like they wouldn't do that.
Privately, they
not
do.
even like rappers do that.
Privately, they would say cash. That's just how I would roll with it.
I would just say cash money.
Cash money.
No, just cash.
Cash. Anyways, so here is a job that I think for you. I saw this. It was on Jezebel. Have you ever heard of a financial dominatrix?
I've never heard of a financial dominatrix. I just heard of a dominatrix. I don't know what the difference is.
So here it is.
Tell.
So I gave you one. It's called this woman is called Haven the Great. Put up her picture.
I did.
Okay.
She's cute. All
right. And she goes, it's a financial dominatrix. What I want, I get. Your money for the exchange of allowing you to worship me. You feed into my greed, and in the end, I become your addiction. So what she does is she more or less like sits there and goes, okay, pay me money and I'll spend it and I'll show you in front of you and call you a big piece of dog shit for doing it to me. And they interviewed her, and she makes an incredible living. Like she told a story of one time this guy wanted to talk to her, and he just like goes, "Okay, no, you're nothing to me. You message me, and every time I respond back, I want $1,000."
Jesus.
The guy messaged her in one night 42 times.
No.
$42,000 in one night. Financial dominatrix, Alex.
It just seems like you could be doing something better with your money. Or you could be getting like 60 hookers. Why wouldn't you just do that?
Why would you
I think that would make you feel like a piece of shit, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think being a financial... are you completely against this, Maura?
I don't like being that mean to people.
Okay, now, just to try it out, the next thing is what her description is.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Yeah, I want you to look in the camera.
I cannot read and look at the camera at the same time.
Well, can't you do both?
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I haven't memorized this thing.
Okay, well, read it and then every once in a while look. Because I want some guys to start sending you money so we can start like doing some good stuff.
I don't like to be this mean, though.
Okay, then read it in your voice.
She says, "Hello, slaves, losers, and pigs. I'm everything your pathetic little heart could possibly desire. I am everything you work hard for, your wish come true, your fantasy turned into reality, your ruler, your goddess. You have no purpose in life other than to serve me. You wake up every morning and slave for me because without me, you are nothing. Your only meaning in life is to work for me and keep me happy. Without money, you're nothing to me, and therefore you are of no relevance to me. With that being said, your purpose in life will be to serve me. Every last dime in your pocket will belong to me, and as you suffer and grovel to make it in life with nothing in your pockets, you'll enjoy every last minute of it because you're living for me, your goddess.
I'm telling you, that's good time money. I know, obviously, make you a really negative person.
I just don't. I want everyone else to be happy, you know. And I feel like this is. I don't.
If you had a friend,
I'm way too humble.
I know.
Of a person to be like, I am your goddess.
Okay, now, let's do the Alex version. Would you just be like, hey, send me money and I'll be happy with it, but I'll say thanks a lot.
See, in my head, I always want to work for every, all of the money that I receive.
Okay.
So, I would want to do something. Like, I feel like she's not doing anything.
She's just
like trying to be a goddess.
Yeah.
And have them worship her. Like,
okay.
I would work for it. I don't know what I do, but I'd work for it.
Okay, because you have no clue what you're doing at this point.
No.
So again, if eventually if the bills start piling up, you might call me up and go,
it's
"Hey,
like,
Mike, that financial that might."
I'm gonna try something that's like, listen, send me money. I'm gonna drink a beer for you.
Yeah, that's what you do for people that don't get to drink beer, don't get to eat chips.
Or people who are trying to lose weight. There is like food porn that's online where people eat food.
Would you do that if someone said, hey, I really want a pizza, and they send it to you, and you, like, FaceTime it where you eat the pizza in front of them? And say, hey, this is really good pizza.
Yeah, I would totally start that business.
Why don't we do that? That's another one. That's more, is positive? Because then he's like, meh, I can't eat the pizza, but you're enjoying it.
Don't worry. I'll enjoy it for you.
Yeah, and then you're very nice about it. You're like, oh, thank you very much for the pizza.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Yeah, I'll be a nice, I don't think you can consider it a dominatrix at that point.
I don't know.
Would just call me a food eater.
Would you say if one of your friends was a financial dominatrix that they're a bad person?
I guess it would depend on their personality and why they're doing it.
Oh, maybe just for cold hard cash and that's it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't like being that mean to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless I saw the result of it and like I saw like the guy and like he actually is really happy like going through all of this stuff, then maybe I would be okay with it.
What if you only took money from bad people and the money that was going to be used to other things, and so you went and took their money and gave it to good people?
Nah.
Like you started
I always
a charity.
have hope in bad people, you know?
Hope in bad people.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
That's my thing.
That's how she's on this show. She has hope for me. Anyways, it's the Mike Sasson Show. We'll be right back. We'll have bar thoughts and experiences, then my top 5, and then Shannon Norman. He's got his show the 9th and the 10th. It's going to be amazing. One's at Club Cafe on Friday on the 9th, and then the 10th, Saturday, Ham Bones. Going to be his album recording. It's going to be incredible. He's out there in the green room. He's pacing because this is the big time. You can't miss it. Anyways, it's the Mike Sasson Show. We'll be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Hey River's Edge listeners, Alex here from the Mike Sasson Show, and boy have I got to tell you about Salon 22, a small local business located right here in Millville. I got my hair colored there about 2 weeks ago, and I still can't stop staring at myself. They use this awesome new technique called color melting to make me look like a mermaid. But don't worry, if mermaid hair isn't your thing, they'll meet all your hair goals. With things like balayage, rose gold, unicorn hair, ombre, as well as monochromatic color, which is your standard basic coloring. Seriously, they do it all, and they do it good. Check Salon 22 out on Facebook and mention this ad when you make your appointment to receive a free color lock service to help preserve your color. It's a $20 value for free. I'm not kidding. Book your appointment now by calling 412-822-7222. That's 412-822-7222.
It is the Mike Sasson Show on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio app all across the planet Earth or on Facebook Live right now or after the fact. You can be listening on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play. My name is Mike Sasson. That is Alex Clemens. Later on today, we will have Shannon Norman, who will be promoting his concert. Well, I'm going to call it a concert. He's doing a concert.
Aww.
He's doing a concert on Friday and Saturday, recording his new album. It's going to be great. We'll find out what the title is because I think he's working on that. And you can maybe even comment what you want Shannon's title to be and go from there. But right now, Alex is already drinking. She's been drinking all day because of the baby shower, and she writes down what she thinks about. It's called Bar Thoughts and Experiences with Alex. Alex, play your song.
Maybe y'all can relate. My style's dope any way that you slice it. It's a fresh cut, hope that you like it.
This was actually the first baby shower I went to with alcohol.
Really? Normally they don't have alcohol?
Because the person who's having the baby can't drink, so like.
Oh, so you have to be all
and typically it's
puritanical?
like today it started at 11, so people are like, oh, we can't drink yet. But this one did have alcohol.
There you go. Is your baby shower gonna have alcohol?
Well, hell yeah.
That's right. It's gonna have like
I'm
crack
gonna be
and
drinking.
hookers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No. What?
Anyways.
It won't have crack and hookers?
I don't know.
Let's winky. Yes, there will be crack
If
and
there
hookers.
is, like the thing that I got asked the most today was, "Oh, when are you guys getting married? When are you guys gonna have babies?"
It's a trap.
It is a trap.
It's a trap.
And it's okay. My parents have accepted now that we can have babies without being married.
Dun dun dun.
They're that desperate for grandchildren. So
I don't know. Then they have that
I
problem.
just gotta pop one out. I
Yeah.
don't have to take care of it or anything.
Yeah,
I
just leave it on their doorstep and be like, here, you got a
There's
fourth
a grandchild.
kid. Here's your grandchild. You can take care of it. Wipe its butt. Anyways, bar thoughts and experiences from Alex, who is clearly not ready for motherhood. Go ahead.
So a couple weeks ago, I went to Tequila Cowboy. Dancing the night away. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't, but that's where essentially the Steelers' old offensive coordinator, Todd Haley, pretty much sealed the fact that he's going to get fired because his wife got into a brawl there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's lovely.
We talk about that all the time at work. It's like all we talk about.
Is Tequila Cowboy and his wife?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I went there a couple weeks ago. Everyone was like, I want to dance because I had a boys' night out. And everyone was like, hey, let's go dancing.
Okay.
And
that does not sound like a boys' night out that they wanted to go dancing.
It was a boys' night out. We had,
And they
like
chose
cocaine,
dancing.
hookers, dancing.
Okay.
You know,
I'll leave that.
The whole
I'll
works.
just leave that. I'll just leave that be. I'll just
the
let it
hookers
lie.
were really
and we'll
hard
walk
to
on.
get, but
Okay. Go ahead.
just gonna get toozy because it's me.
Yeah.
So we went to Tequila Cowboy. There's like multiple rooms at Tequila Cowboy. I don't know if you knew that. There's like a main room where there's like a bowl and like really shitty country music playing.
Okay. I didn't know there was any other kind.
Yeah, and then they have a karaoke bar where there's people singing really shitty country music. And then they have a 90s bar. So we went there because
Of the three rooms, that would be the one I'd go to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they were playing really shitty music to begin with, but then they played really good music. So there's all these guys there in suits. I was like, oh, they must be just came from an office party or something like that. And I started talking to one of the guys, and I was like, oh, are you guys having an office party? And he's like, no, it's actually kind of a sad story. We just came from a funeral. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, we just decided to come here afterwards. And they were having the best time.
Yeah.
Like, they were all out dancing, all like smiling and stuff. So when he told me that, I was like, wait, what? Are you being serious right now? He was completely serious.
Okay.
And then it made me think about what would I want people to do after my funeral or how my funeral would look.
Oh, I've thought about this, so I'll go through. You go first.
Oh my God, it's going to be amazing.
Okay,
Definitely
go ahead.
cocaine and hookers
Okay.
and lots of booze.
All right.
But like most funeral homes don't allow you to have alcohol there.
Which is why mine's not going to be at a funeral home, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think they're just going to like burn me up and then, I don't know, put a little bit of my ashes in everyone's drinks. That would be gross.
That'd be really gross.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That
snort
would
it
be
like
gross.
do like a big old
Put it
like
a little bit in everyone's cocaine.
Yeah, just like everybody, like do a Scarface thing and just put the whole.
Do they do that in Scarface?
Well, like in the Scarface when he has the big giant mound of cocaine, have a big old mound of Alex, and just
Yeah.
like everyone has to go like, and then everyone's just reenacts the thing like say hello to my little friend, and then that's how they go. Instead of shooting range, that'd be how I do yours.
See, I want mine to be like very happy and like very,
We're the same. We're simpatico with this.
but like I want mine to have like really happy like I don't want to say like hippie music, but
Okay.
I like. I want like a bunch of accordions playing. I really love accordions. I don't know if you knew that.
So you're gonna have a polka band going.
Yes, I would love a polka band, and then also like Cat Stevens, if he's still alive when I die,
Okay.
I would love him to be there playing. And there's a bunch of alcohol, and I can't decide if I want to be cremated or made into a tree because that's a thing,
Okay.
which seems like me,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, you're pretty much something that you're a tree type.
Yeah, and then I just want the party to go like a whole day party.
Okay.
What's that? The one day in the summer, like the longest day of the year.
Yeah, it's like June 23rd.
The summer like solstice
the summer
or whatever.
Solstice, yeah.
That's the day I want. I have to die around that day.
No, you can wait and just say, okay. Well, like what my grandfather did, which
You have
was,
like a memorial.
yeah, he died in like the wintertime in Minnesota, but he said, okay, I want to have it on Memorial Day weekend, like Saturday, so everyone's getting off Monday. And then everyone showed up in Minnesota in May, so there wasn't travel problems.
Yeah.
And then everybody like in a hotel ballroom just drank and told stories about my grandfather.
So my dad, his thing is that he doesn't want to be cremated or anything. Like he wants to be buried, but like once they do all the makeup and stuff at him, like at his funeral, he wants to be sitting up in a chair, like in a rocking chair, just like sitting in the corner of the room, not in a casket.
That's really
just
weird.
To fucking creep everyone out.
That's gonna be really super. So he's just He's just taking a nap and
no, his eyes are open.
Oh no
Wait,
way!
Are their eyes open? No, their eyes are closed.
Yeah, so
right?
it looks like he's taking a nap in a chair in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no way.
That's always like since I was born. That has always been his idea of like what he wants to do.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
that's the worst
pretty
thing I've ever
terrifying.
heard. Yeah.
But also, it's very fitting.
Okay.
I think for my dad.
Okay.
He would want to do that.
All right, so what we got is with you, booze, hookers, cocaine, drugs, all-day party.
Yeah, I want it to be like
summer.
out in the woods, where people can like maybe like some acid and stuff.
So you want like a field party?
Yes.
You just want a field party with drugs and booze and music, and everyone just eventually just gets freaking naked and crazy and shit.
I want like one of these parties before I die, also.
Yeah. So how about this? How
So
about
I
just
can
have the
enjoy
party? Like, you know what? You have the party every year.
Yeah.
And so it's just practice for eventually the funeral.
Yeah. So each year it gets better, and then when I have my funeral, they're like, "This is the most amazing party ever. We have to go to Alex's funeral.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember all those other parties we went to?" Yeah, that's true.
So here's what I would do. One of my joys in life is on a Saturday in the fall when, and I know you're going to hate this, but
probably
when
football is there going to be football
it's
involved?
Gonna be, so it's college football when there's a game that starts at noon, and it's a great noon game, great 3:30 game, great 7 o'clock game, and great 10 o'clock game, and you have nothing to do the next day, and you just sit there and you eat pizza and you drink beer. I'd hang out with my brothers and we just watch football all day, and it would be an amazing. So what I want to do is whenever I die, forget it, just burn me up, throw me in space, do whatever the fuck you want with me. I'm dead, I don't care. Anyways, but my brothers or whomever's left picks a Saturday in the fall, because the schedule comes out of the best Saturday for college football the whole day. We rent out a ballroom, and we have multiple TVs. We bring in booze. We bring in all sorts of great food, pizza chef, all this kind of great stuff. And everyone can get rooms in that hotel or whatever, and we just watch football, eat, drink, screw around, whatever. If you want to play music, go ahead, do whatever you want. But yeah, no sadness. And then, again, because I'm a comedian, eventually when it's after football, which will probably be about 1 or 2 in the morning, if you want to, you roast me, you roast each other, you do whatever, and and then you go up to your room, sleep it off, do whatever you want to do. But yeah, no funeral, no suits, no sadness, no anything like that.
I hope I die before you. I'm not quite sure if I want to come to your funeral.
There's a lot of food and a lot of drinks and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to bring some blow, you can do that.
Just like a bunch of bros watching football,
That'd be cool. And then at the end of the night, comedians are going to roast me and tell me how much of a piece of shit.
I'll come for that part.
Yeah, you'll come at the end. Come at the end and then just make sure there's
I
enough
showed
booze.
up, I showed my face. That's all.
But here's the thing,
matters.
everyone's going to sit there and be like, where's Alex? Alex and Mike, I think they...
Why isn't she producing this?
Yeah, I thought Alex and Mike, maybe they had us falling out. So, again, whatever your wishes and funerals, I just think the whole concept of negative about your life, it shouldn't be like, oh, it's so sad. No, it should be like, this person was amazing, he was great, and all that kind of stuff.
I think the thing is that most people don't plan it out. So,
we're recorded now. We're on record.
Exactly. So this is basically our will.
Yep.
But I think most people just don't plan it out. So then other people are stuck deciding for them, and they're like, okay, we're just gonna do what everyone else does.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with a church.
I don't want to offend anyone.
Nowhere near a church. I just started announcing it.
Yeah.
Looking at camera. Nowhere near a church. Good.
No. But I think most people are like, I don't want to offend anyone, so let's just do what they normally do, blah blah. Let's the least amount of money possible, So I think that's why most funerals are like they are. People, you got to plan. You got to do a podcast. You got to tell everyone what you want.
And you got to record it. We're on like 900 different formats. There's no way you can avoid it. There you go. Boom. Thank you very much for Alex's Bar Thoughts and Experiences.
Oh my God, you're welcome.
Thank you. And now my 5 takes. Play my song.
Okay.
These are my 5 takes. Again, it's like Bar Thoughts and Experiences, only I'm sober, which I think makes it a little weirder. Number 5. So this past week, I did one of the most annoying thing that's part of being an adult. I got my car inspected. So everything happened okay. So what I did is I picked this place near my gym because I wanted something to do. And so I said, okay, drop it off and then go work out and all that kind of stuff. So when I'm working out, I get the call from the place where I dropped it off. They went, hey, everything works out great. There's no, tires look great, brakes. I'm like, oh, cool, super. Because the only problem was that the back tail light, brake light was out. So we did a solid for you. We replaced the bulb. And normally that's $15 for the bulb, $30 for the labor. We cut that in half for you. So normally that's like $45. We charge you like $22, $23. Now here's the thing. I know how to change a bulb.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so my thing is, they could have been a jerk about it. And if I had said, no, don't do that, I'll do it. Then they could have failed me and then brought me back. So I had to be in a position where I was just like, okay, great. That's awesome. So my question is, Alex, did I get ripped off?
No, you don't have to do anything. You left there, and you don't have to do anything now. That's it.
The
That's
bulb
it. You're
literally
done.
cost $3 and would have taken me 3 minutes in the parking lot.
Yeah, but now you don't have to do anything. If it were me, I would much rather pay that $22. Except I'm really good with things in cars. I put air in my tires yesterday, which I've never done.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was
Where'd
amazing.
You go to like the Get-Go's where they just tell you.
Yeah, that's where I went, yeah.
It's almost moron-proof at this point.
It is and it isn't. I still had to call my dad and be like, what's the number for like the tire pressure that I have to put in here?
It's on the side of your car. There's like a sticker.
There's no sticker.
I'll show you your sticker. Okay. Anyways, all right. Number 4, I was watching a cool new documentary.
Oh my God, what?
It's on Netflix called How the Beatles Changed Everything.
Oh.
Now, to me, I'd always been when someone would sit there and say, the band that changed everything. I'd always kind of like roll my eyes and sit there and be like, they didn't change everything, whatever. This cool documentary it really broke down every aspect of how the Beatles really did change a lot of stuff. Most notably, essentially, they said that before the Beatles, culture was top down. It was whatever the grown-ups liked, eventually the kids would like. The Beatles flipped it and made it whatever the kids liked. That was what was cool. And then the parents and the adults had to essentially change with them. And we're still in that point. We're a youth-obsessed culture. So because of the Beatles, we all have to follow 18-year-olds. But it's a cool documentary. You should check it out. Now, number 3, this is something that kind of pissed me off. On Wednesday was the State of the Union. And so I see on the New York Post, there was this article, that the headline said, to these Western Pennsylvania blue-collar workers, Trump is doing a great job. So again, you say, Western Pennsylvania, New York Post, I want to read what the New York Post is writing about. The people that they interviewed were 2 people, one of whom was the chief surgeon at St. Clair Hospital, and the other one was a woman who helps with his practice who went to Carnegie Mellon. On what planet is someone who they estimated's net worth is, they make about $350K a year, a blue-collar worker? Here's what it comes down to. I think that papers like the Washington Post and the New York Times and the New York Post have interviewed every blue-collar worker in Western Pennsylvania over the past 2 years, and they're officially out. They're officially out. Like, people, if you walk down the streets of like Butler, like, hey, can I talk to you? Be like, dude, I've talked to the New York Times 4 times. There's literally no more blue collar workers. Now they're up to like, this guy is a lawyer downtown. Like, I'm not blue collar. I went to Harvard. I'm a Harvard. No, you're blue collar. Sit down and let's talk about your plight. Like, dude, I make $500,000 a year. Stop bothering me. But again, New York Post. I guess in New York it's so expensive. $350. How do you even live? All right. Number 2, something I'm actually looking forward to. Tom Hanks was announced that he is going to make a movie where he plays Mr. Rogers.
I almost cried when I saw that.
Oh, now you want to really cry? Did you see? I know that's how I approach most women. You think you cried? You want to really cry? It's based upon an article that was written in 1998, and so I read the article.
No.
If you read the article and remember what type of amazing man he was, you'll tear up.
Did I ever tell you about the one woman who told me he was a shitty person?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to stab her just so many times in the face.
Yeah. What was his offense again?
She was like she worked at the zoo and he like did a signing there or something, and like didn't give her the time of day or something. I don't remember. It was a really stupid reason.
Well, let me ask you a question. Was the woman a nice woman?
She seemed pretty shitty.
See, that's the thing. I bet you the $20, Mr. Rogers sensed her shittiness.
She seemed like she complained about everything.
Yeah, so I bet she was. She's just.
I didn't believe. Oh, she also said that he had a sweatshop. A sweatshop.
That's not true.
Which is adorable.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a sweatshop, make it be a sweatshop.
There you go. But so I'm actually looking forward to that Tom Hanks movie. And then number 1 take. This past week, Blake Griffin, who played for the Los Angeles Clippers, got traded to the Detroit Pistons. God. Okay. The point being is that, and Blake Griffin's actually done a little stand-up comedy, and he sat there and went like, people in sports have the weirdest jobs because in no other jobs can you walk in and someone says, oh, by the way, I know you live in Pittsburgh. We just traded you to another store in Seattle. You're moving to Seattle.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, LeBron James said something, he goes, you know what? When players decide that they want to play for somebody and leave a team, everyone calls them disloyal. Everyone says that they're money grubbing, all that kind of stuff. But when a team trades a guy, it's just business.
Yeah.
And so here's the point. LeBron James is absolutely right. It is a total double standard, but here's why. When the team and owners win in sports, typically fans view it that they get the better end of the deal. When players win, fans feel like they're screwed. Because free agency means players move around. It means that typically certain teams can't compete, all this other kind of stuff. So, yeah, LeBron James is completely right, but it's never going to change. Something that is going to change, there's going to be a guy sitting next to me.
Oh my God.
And that man is named Shannon Norman. He is going to be recording his album at the end of this week, February 9th and 10th. The 9th is going to be at Club Cafe. 10th is going to be at Ham Bones, both at 10 o'clock. He's going to be sitting there. We're going to go over a bunch of stuff, and then we're going to do news and notes with him. It's going to be the greatest show in the history of mankind. When I come back, Shannon Norman, that beautiful son of a bitch, is going to be sitting right next to me. It's the Mike Sasson Show. We're going to be right back.
Go, it's green. Come on. Go.
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down
Yeah,
with the road
I'm sick
rage.
of these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You got to calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to Falling Water,
Bicycle Heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Tuck Knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come
right,
come on.
Right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. I got to keep going. I'm not going to sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to The Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
Hi, I'm Rob Spear, host of Damn Near Killed 'Em, an interview show where anything goes.
Once they gave it to me, you could have stuck a telephone pole up my ass.
I was about to be kicked out of the country.
That's where they send the worst of the worst.
In a psych ward, normal things seem so weird in there.
He was making $5,000 a month doing gay audiobooks.
Hear some stories from people who have been to the edge and back. Thursday morning at 9 a.m. on riversedgepgh.com or download on iTunes.
I mean, that's some pretty cool shit.
The Double L Bar, Grant Avenue, Millville, Pennsylvania, reminding you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
It's the Mike Sasson Show live on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. Thank you very much for supporting local music and local talk. Also, we are on the TuneIn radio app across the planet Earth, or on Facebook Live right now, or on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play. Again, thank you very much for everyone supporting me. And thank you to my guest, the man sitting right next to me, the first two-time in our new studio guest, Shannon Norman, with the bald head, looking beautiful.
Here I am.
There you go. Well, thank you very much. As I said before, you're doing the tour. You're doing the Pittsburgh comedy tour of you're doing the rounds because you are recording your album February 9th, February 10th, February 9th at Club Cafe, 10 o'clock, and then February 10th at Ham Bones in Lawrenceville, 2 great venues for comedy. So you have 2 chances to check out Shannon Norman. So the first question is...
I didn't even need to come in.
Yeah.
Jesus, this is...
All of that without writing that down.
Yeah,
you seem like kind of talent that it takes to do something this mediocre.
No, this is good.
Anyway, so Shannon.
Yes.
We have talked about this a little bit, but have you come up with a title yet?
I have not.
What are the contenders so far?
You know what? There are a lot of contenders. There was I've told people I was going to call it Pittsburgh's favorite son.
Okay.
But someone I put it on Facebook. I said, what should I call the album? And of course, 50,000 people who think they're comedians tried to suggest things that all sucked. None of them were watching this, so I could just say it. Everyone I went to high school with that was like, oh, you should call it Jammin' in New York or Bigger and Blacker or Killing Them Softly. Can I swear?
Yes.
You fucking suck, and I hate you. Please buy a ticket to Club Cafe.
Everyone who says that they suck, here's the thing that you got to do. Buy a ticket, and then after the show, tell him how much he sucks.
Just as long as I get that $10, I don't care what you think of me. No, there's a lot. There were a lot of great suggestions. This is live, right?
Yeah.
Live to tape.
Can't take it back now.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I figured I put it up there just for fun and also as a way to promote and to get people to pay attention to me. But I figured I want to get the album recorded first and then
figure it out from there.
Yeah.
I've thought of
because I'm pretty sure, as of right now, in my mind, it's going to be called Unreleased Garbage Comedy Set.
It's just gonna be called like I Need a Take 2.
Yeah.
But my idea that I've had so far is when I do my album, it's just gonna be called Mike Sasson 1. Mm-hmm. Then I'll do Mike Sasson 2, Mike Sasson 3, and then Houses of the Holy, and see if Led Zeppelin's see if their attorneys pay attention.
Perfect.
That seems a little presumptuous, though, that you're that you're going to do a second one.
Well, see, that's the whole point. Is that I want it to be kind of like someone would look at it and go, like, look at this pretentious fucking ass.
No, you can record as many albums as you want.
Yeah, that's been proven.
Who actually listens to
that? Yeah, there doesn't need an audience. That's why I'm recording an album. No one asked for this. It's just jerking off into the void. Is what it is.
That's your title.
There it is. You got it.
Jerking off into the void.
Yeah, I think what band is it that has the live album Live Without a Net? You could do Mike Sasson Live without a mic.
Yeah. Well, the best one one of the most interesting ones is Andrew Dice Clay, who did the night the comedy.
The day the laughter died. That's one of the best.
He did this at like 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning at like a New York comedy club where there was it was on a Tuesday and there was like 11 people in the room and he just riffed.
And he walked some of them and it's a double album. It's a double album, people. It's put out by Def Jam Records.
Yeah, it's at the height of his career. At the point when he was doing Madison Square Garden and selling out like 3 shows, he just decided to do the complete opposite.
He went in with nothing.
Yeah, he had no material. He just kind of, which I've heard from comedians who have seen him. If you get a chance to see him riff, like on one of those nights when it's like a Tuesday or something like that, that's actually a unique thing to be able to see. But again,
unique and shitty thing.
But that's the comedians love to see if they no one wants to see if we went to New York, Jerry Seinfeld crush. We would love to be there and watch Jerry Seinfeld do 20 minutes and die.
That's true.
That would be amazing.
I don't think it's that. I don't think inherently.
Okay, I would love to see do 20 minutes of Jerry Seinfeld die.
I'm sucking up in case Seinfeld's watching right now. I don't think that it's that we want to see people bomb. It's that I want to see you just goof around. I'd rather see that from a big name than see a polished set.
Yeah, it's more fun.
On a Tuesday at the Comedy Cellar. I would like to see Seinfeld get up and go I don't I don't have anything, and then just riff.
I think it's more fun and personal too, because you feel like you're actually getting to know that person, not like they're jokes that you hear all the time.
Yeah.
Which is why of the two Chappelle hours that he just did, the one he did in the belly room, which just seemed more intimate, was so much more more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I really, really liked that one.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that
now
a lot. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Again, he watches consistently.
Absolutely.
Probably commenting right now.
Absolutely. Comment away, especially if you have ideas for Shannon, or if he just said that you're a piece of shit and your ideas were terrible. Comment on that as well.
Or if you just want to tell me I have pretty eyes.
Oh, he does have beautiful eyes.
Oh, by the way, thank you, since I'm the first two-time guest in this studio. For everyone at home, last time I was here, there was a nice in the green room. There's a nice little spread of waters and chips and things. And this time around, last time I had Flaming Hot Cheetos. I don't want to. I know they don't get paid when I mention them.
Did you?
But I had Flaming Hot Cheetos, and they were delightful. I think I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
But this time around, the gift basket they had spread out with the chips and things. Only one item in it. Let me pull this out on camera. Very timely.
Our Christmas tree is still up in our green room, by the way.
4 candy canes.
We have a Christmas tree and then other millions of plants now. We look like a jungle. A Christmas tree jungle.
The fake Christmas tree, healthy as a horse. Decorated, looks beautiful. A live plant next to it, dying.
Yeah, know what to water that too. Know what to water, because we're the edgy station.
That just showed up. I've never seen it.
You give us an hour, we'll murder a plant. River's Edge Radio.
Okay, now as I mentioned before, this happened to me, and you obviously you do a lot of shows out there in the hinterlands, as I do, and so a lot of times,
the wall, yes, I've been there.
So a lot of times people come up to you, Alex, and they'll go up to you after your show and say, "Hey, great show, whatever, like that. I've always wanted to try stand-up comedy. I think I'm funny, blah blah blah." And typically, what I say to people when they say that is, "Oh, okay, well, there are mics throughout the city. You should get up. Do it. Absolutely." So this woman put this on and tagged me. This is why I feel I can do this. So I want you to tell me if I did anything wrong here, Shannon.
Okay, lay it on me.
All right. So she's talking to someone, and she makes a joke. And so this is her comment. It goes, "By the way, I was at a benefit dinner last week, and I was talking to one of the comedians who was performing."
Is that you?
Yes. I asked how he got started. After his story, I said I could do that. I could see him literally struggling to not roll his eyes at me. "See, Mike Sasson, I told you I'm funny."
So she just mentioned you in a comment battle that she was having on Facebook?
Well, she mentioned she had something funny, and someone said to her "Oh, you're so funny."
Was it funny though?
It was fine, but I mean,
it was funny for Facebook.
But here's the thing: I first off, she's a very nice lady. She's commented, and she commented on my privately and said, "Hey, Mike," literally, she goes, "You inspire me, and I'm trying very hard to do great things, and the fact that you're going for it, that's great." But the thing is you've had that situation where people come up to you and say, "Hey, I'd love to do comedy. I think I could do it." The way I handled it is just like you said. "Hey, you should try a mic."
Exactly.
Is there anything else that I could have? I mean, am I supposed to say, "Oh my God, yes, you should do 10 minutes right now"?
Yeah,
you're the next whatever.
I mean, I could probably see the face that she's describing. I can definitely see you making that face. So maybe, I don't know. Sometimes you can have that. You just have that vibe of where you don't really want to talk to you, and you're you give off this attitude,
Sometimes I try. Go ahead.
So the comment, the initial comment, was it just her? Someone, let's just say it's post X.
Okay.
And her response to it, was it snarky, or was it just this is a funny little...
Yeah, I want to know the whole backstory.
I don't need to know the whole... We don't need to throw this woman...
We
don't need to throw this woman entirely under the bus. Her name is Sheila. She's from Monessen.
Yeah. It was just a guy just posted more or less just "Hey, I think I had a great time, at a dinner or whatever, and hey, you were funny," or something like that.
So the joke was the joke, or was she just bringing you in to go "Huh? See, this guy said I was funny."
Yeah, basically, to point out that but again, and I'd say this to non-comedians, when you go up to someone who has essentially, "I've dedicated my life to comedy." Again, a very dumb idea, I agree. But When you've done that and you come up to me and say, hey, I could do that, and my response is, well, you should go do a mic, that to me is the nicest thing anybody could say, because, again, being honest, when I started out before, I didn't know that there were mics in this city.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there were avenues. So when I say that to someone, I'm being legitimate. If you've tried to be a comedian, you should absolutely go there.
Maybe she just thought you would invite her on like one of your shows or something. Like, hey, I'm doing a show next weekend. Why don't you do a couple minutes? You know?
Yeah, like you're like, oh wait, so you're funny?
Oh shit!
Get her a contract. She's funny.
But again, the thing is about the person who did this is she's actually messaged me and said nice things. But the way that I just want to make sure that it said this is, I was legitimately saying, if you want to try comedy, there are plenty of open mics in the city. Go right ahead. Because as a fellow comic who can attest to this, people coming up to you after shows saying, hey, I think I could do that, is pretty common.
Two things. One, when you started this story, I thought it was going to go the typical fire hall or fundraiser dinner route where someone comes up to you and goes, hey, you're really funny. I got a joke for you. And then it's just 3 minutes of the most racist shit.
Yeah, that's happened to me a bunch of times.
Heard. And then they say something like, just, to wrap it up like a normal conversation. They're like, hey, you can put that in your act if you want. I'm like, okay, so where should I put the racist joke? Between the jerking off behind a red box and the Super Nintendo material? I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just a normal, I used to love playing D&D. I also hate Mexicans.
So again, but I wanted that out there to make sure that if anybody does see me on that post, that I apologize if you thought I was being snarky, but I was being legitimate. Please, if anyone wants to do comedy, absolutely go to a mic. Now,
for the record, Mike threw his back out, rolling his eyes at that woman's post. You heard it, Sheila. You heard it here first.
Moving on now. Again, there's a lot of different. The way technology works is it's someone develops it, and then the people that usually grab onto new technology, whether it was VHS or DVD or streaming or anything like that, are pornographers. There's a new technology. You know how, like in the new Star Wars, they made Princess Leia's face when she was young, Carrie Fisher, and they put it on there and all that kind of stuff. Now, to do that, that probably cost them $20 million. Well, now they have the program to where it's gotten to the point to where, and they actually showed this, and we're showing the picture right now, they can put Hollywood actresses' faces easily on existing porno or girls who are doing porno's faces. And the picture that we're showing you is Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, and it looks exactly like her, to where now pornographers can essentially put any famous woman in their porno without much, anything like that.
Gross.
My thing is, though, what amazing things if you could do that on your phone, the incredibly terrible things that you can do, in the future, to where it's like, oh, look, it's Mike and 300 people having sex, whatever. It's all this terrible stuff. If there's enough pictures of you on Google, which right now all of us have enough pictures on Google for us to do that. So
yeah, I'm finally the first Shannon Norman that comes up. Suck it, lawyer from Texas that's a lady named Shannon Norman. Also, sorry for ruining your career, because my Twitter comes up before yours.
Well, that's the one thing that I've always brought up with me, is that there is still the Mike Sasson, who is a male model, who most people would actually like to see.
Everyone looks at first.
Yeah, everyone looks at first and then hopes that person shows up to the VFW and then doesn't, and then everybody's upset.
Well, as soon as you pull ahead of him in the Google rankings and he finds out, you'll have no competition, because he'll kill himself.
By the way, there's the picture.
Oh, I thought it was Mike. I was going to say Mike Sasson. Hello. Hello, nurse.
Yeah, do you imagine the picture? Yeah. Someone else used the technology and put Nicolas Cage in every single movie over the last 10 years, including female roles.
Good. He's finally in something watchable for the first time in 4 years.
By the way, did you read the articles about Nicolas Cage and all the money and how he spent it? All of the way that he blew through $125 million. Like he was buying champagne for dead people and shooting cannons.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
If I was Nicolas Cage,
so
that's
he's
exactly what I'd
spending
do.
the money exactly how I would.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of that, we both discussed earlier what our funerals would be. What is Shannon Norman's funeral?
Oh, okay. So
Oh, you're ready for this.
Shannon Norman's funeral. I don't care. That's what I don't care. Have dogs tear me apart. As long as my parents are dead, I don't care what you do with me. But if my parents are alive, they're sure. I used to have a bet.
Okay.
With two roommates of mine when we were in our early 20s, we talked about this, that the first one of us to die, the other two were allowed to come to the funeral, and one would pour a 40 out on the dead one's face to make all the makeup come off and the stitches pop, and the other one, it would be a coin toss to pick who pours the 40 and who gets to shoot the other one's corpse with a gun. Just because
that's the one that you want.
Well, we were talking about that, and it stemmed from a conversation about how they're like, I don't think I could ever shoot a person, and we all agreed that, and I was like. And then someone, well, what about a dead person? I went, I could shoot a dead person all day. I don't care. I mean, they're dead, right?
That could be a symbolic thing just to make sure that you're dead.
Yeah.
Just to be like, put a couple rounds in you and be like, all right, guys, we got him. We're good.
Yeah,
Where would you shoot, though?
Oh, just anywhere, wherever.
I would definitely shoot the genitals.
Probably.
Definitely first.
See, I was thinking like the chest.
No, Alex went right for the
genitals.
Doesn't matter who it is, right for the genitals.
What if it was like
in death as in life, right for the genitals, ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
what if it was like, like some weeks where like if like the Steelers are playing the Ravens and someone puts like a car out that says like "Go Steelers, hate the Ravens" and they shoot it with they have like a sledgehammer blasted. What if everyone just hated your guts and took a gun and be like, okay, for $20 for a charity, you could shoot his casket and Alex is like, okay, I'll pay $50 just to shoot him in the dick. Just like all that.
As long as it's for charity.
Yeah. It's going to a good cause.
It's going to a good cause.
Shoot his dick.
I think I just came up with something like if someone really wanted to save money, but everyone knew that everyone hated him, just like, you could take a shot at me.
Yeah.
I do want to be buried. I want I almost said curbside, the graveside service where they lower the casket. While my casket's lowered, I want them to play the Looney Tunes theme.
And then someone to say very politely, "That's all, folks."
And then shoot my casket.
It all works out. Now, something that is happening in the future that we thought would never happen, Mel Gibson is making another Passion of the Christ.
Christ Goes West.
Yeah. It's just going to be a buddy cop thing with him and the Apostle Paul. It's going to be Lethal Weapon 5.
It's a remake of Nerds in Paradise, but with Jesus.
By the way, Alex, have you ever seen Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise? Have you ever seen Revenge of the Nerds 1? 2 films that please don't ever see.
Okay.
Well, there's a hilarious, very forward-thinking feminist T-shirt in Revenge of the Nerds that says, "Give me head until I'm dead." All right, that's all you need to know.
Okay.
That's that. By the way, and
you can buy it on Etsy. It's in my favorites.
If you're wearing it during his show, you get $5 off. But I like the one that says Greasy Tony's. I like that one. Booger's shirt. The guy's name is Booger. That's his character's name is Booger.
Sounds great.
He played Ray Charles' manager in Ray.
There you go.
He was also on Moonlighting, but I've only seen one episode of that.
But again, Passion of the Christ. Jim Caviezel has said he's on as Jesus because he hasn't worked since that movie.
No, he did Person of Interest.
Oh yeah, I don't count
show.
Working on CBS in front of old people as well.
But I never knew what that show was called for the longest time. So anytime I saw an ad for it, I would because it was just always him and some like nerdy guy talking in a park.
Okay.
And I would always just refer to that show as Jesus and the Nerd.
That's a better title.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would watch Jesus and the Nerd. But now the point is that essentially it's going to be the resurrection and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say I was raised Catholic and but I still remember like he dies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
And that's the end of 1.
But then the resurrection, it's 3 days.
Yeah.
He comes out from behind the rock and he's like, "Oh, you've been punked," or whatever. He's like, "Gotcha." And then he ascends.
See, that's why Ashton Kutcher should be playing Jesus in part 2.
Fuck this Passion of the Christ 2. I want a real Dundee. That fake Super Bowl ad thing.
Yeah.
With I almost called him Danny Matheson. That's not the right one. Whoa, sorry, no. With Danny McBride, I'd rather have that than this.
Okay, but you're going to get this as well. Now the question is, how is he going to get the left to hate him? So, because that's how the only reason why the one made it was because he got enough people to tell people that it was the worst thing in the world that people had to go see it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of beating the shit out of him in this one.
Could you imagine if that's what happened in like the focus group? They're like, we expect more whipping.
Yeah.
There's no whipping in this.
That'd be great for conservative Christians to come out and be like, you haven't tortured him enough. Don't you know God is love and suffering, but also love, but mainly suffering?
Yeah, I wanted more whipping. Anyways, something that else is happening that might change the world as much as the resurrection. Olive Garden has come out with Italian nachos.
They're just trying to compete with Taco Bell now. Taco Bell really launched up there with their fries, and now everyone's trying to compete with them, I think.
What are Italian nachos?
So it's basically lasagna, almost like lasagna, then made into like a chip.
Like crispy lasagna noodles.
Okay. And then like more or less meat sauce.
All right, I'm on board.
And obviously like cheese and sausage and all that other kind of stuff. And now here's the thing that's getting me is as soon as this was announced, every, Italian person on Twitter is like, oh, my grandmother's rolling in her grave. This is terrible. Olive Garden's terrible. But the thing is, people who tried them say that, you know what? They're pretty good. It's sauce and and cheese and sausages and all that kind of stuff, and it's pretty good. So I'm on board with Italian nachos.
This is like someone that works at Olive Garden got super high one night and was working, and then just made some nachos, and they're like, "This is actually good."
For the record, you have to fail a drug test to work at Olive Garden. Oh, my grandmother's rolling in her grave. Oh, my grandfather's rolling under one of the foundations of the U.S. Steel building. The mob, huh? February 9th at Club Cafe.
More beautiful stuff like this. But no, I personally think that's a great idea. Another thing that I think is not a great idea is the fact that a guy, and this pissed me off to no end, because this is, everybody, we all try to work, we're trying to make our money. Some guy in Ibiza, and I have a picture of it, and there's a video of it, and I'll post it if you want to, but a guy has a bottle of champagne. It's giant. It's half the size of him. He's opening it up, and everyone's like at the club going, woo, $42,000 champagne.
Yeah.
What do you think he does with it when he's trying to open it?
He drops it.
Drops it and breaks it on the fucking dance floor.
I want to see this video.
$42,000, and it's spraying all over all the people and stuff like that. But to me, though, again, if you have $42,000 to spend on a bottle of champagne, I personally believe that, you are a waste of a human life.
That's your champagne money.
Yeah, that's how much money you have. That's why people are like, oh, my God, could you imagine if you dropped $42,000? And someone made the point. To the guy who has $42,000 to spend on champagne, it's not like his life savings is $43,000. He's got enough money to where, it's not going to be that big a deal. Which, by the way, if your life savings was $42.50...
He dropped it because he was booking an Uber pool home.
I just feel like if you had that much money, you could probably hire someone to open it for you.
Also, $42,000, there should be someone there to open it for you.
Yeah. Or just to hold it while you open it, so you can still get the excitement out of it. But I would lick it off the ground.
Foil off for $42,000.
What if it was? Oh no, that's 50. See, the guy to do it's 50. He's like, I'll do it myself. Yeah. It's like the guy who thinks he can install the dishwasher by himself because he doesn't want to pay the $100 installation fee. And all of a sudden, he burns down his house.
I order a Guinness tap can at a bar, and I'm like, no, you pour it. Yes. That was $4.50. You pour it. $42,000. Paint my house.
So would you lick it off the ground though?
I think he should. If I had done that just to prove that I didn't care, I'd absolutely. Or the move is just walk away and be like, I don't care. I'm going whatever. Buy me another one. Take me the other one. I'll pay $84,000 for champagne, and then what you do there? You break that one.
Now is this well, obviously, I already know the answer to this, but off the floor of the club that he's in that is fancy enough to have a 42,
yeah.
Or would I lick it off the floor of the bars I go to in Bloomfield and Millvale? yes to both.
Depends
Let's just
on
be
how
honest.
drunk you
Yes to both.
Alex, you haven't answered, would you?
Yeah, I absolutely would.
What
Not
would
letting
be
that
your
go to
reaction?
waste.
You're waiting for your champagne that's coming from $42,000, and the dude drops it.
I like how you said I'm waiting for it. Like I'm not the one who would have the $42,000 champagne.
Okay, but I'm assuming because that's funnier. Because if you drop the 42, then I feel bad for you.
Oh.
But in this situation where it's hilarious because the guy's a scumbag,
Yeah.
if you're waiting, like you're waiting with your glass, and you're just like, okay, I want my 42,000. Is he still a baller because he has 42 and he dropped it? Or
I wouldn't think he was a baller in the first place.
Okay.
Now, in the video, did he drop it like, oh, let me just, oh no, or was it more like a?
Yes,
oh!
like that, like the second time. He was trying to to peel off the foil, and then all of a sudden it just goes and just goes and it's like that.
Definitely good to show that with your microphone during a podcast. Yes.
Yeah, I care about audio. Speaking of, all right, as I said before, it's all about happiness in this world. And I try to make people happy. So there's a new study, Alex, that states that they interviewed 8,000 married women. And they graded and they asked how happy they are in their marriage.
Not.
And
Oh, brother.
Yeah. The one characteristic that pointed to the fact the happiest women were if there was a larger distance between them and their husband in terms of height.
Don't know how that would make you happier.
Who did this study? Ashley Madison?
Tall Guy Illustrated, whatever.
Yeah.
The NBA.
Oh,
boy.
But like, what does that contribute to your marriage? Like, what does that help?
They claim that they said, in terms of theories, is number one, tall men typically are earning more money. They have more confidence.
Less likely to have to 69 on his birthday because of the height difference.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, as a female,
I mean, I do like people who are taller than me, but I don't know if that would, make my marriage unhappy. I probably wouldn't have ever married that person in the first place if they were shorter than me.
Okay, but at height-wise, I mean, is there a certain height where you're just like cut it off and you're just like, no, it can't be that much taller? Because according to this, you should go for the sky. You should go for 7-footers because then you'd be insanely happy.
Yeah, but how many people really are there
that are 7 feet?
Foot?
Well, I mean, again, you're a big-time internet radio celebrity. You could score some good-looking 7-foot dude.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't. That's okay.
But you
I'll stick with I'm really good at 5'10".
Okay.
So like every man in my life is always usually 5'10".
Tallest man that you've had a date with?
That I've 6'4", I think.
6'4" is the tallest? You've never gone past that?
No.
Wow.
I don't know anyone taller than that.
Okay. And then Shannon, in terms of how tall are you,
men
Shannon?
that you've dated.
I am 5'10".
Okay.
See, there you go.
There you go. Alex,
That's the magic. That's like I'm pretty sure that's what average men are in the U.S. is 5'10".
I'm the tallest man in my family, by the way.
Congratulations.
Suck it, rest of my family.
As am I. I am the tallest of my 4 brothers.
Okay.
And they make that. Yeah, I love that. You're just like, shut
Doesn't
up, Mike.
matter.
Yeah, shut up, Mike. But no, I bring it up constantly to them. Anyways, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting, especially as someone who is 6'4", ladies, that, again, science points to happy marriage equals tall men.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I tried.
Well, I mean, tall men, especially, they're confident, and I don't want to speak for all of us here, but I guarantee you that a short man was the first one to ever say, "Was he bigger than me?"
Yeah, exactly. That's
in a conversation. Woof, by the way.
Yeah. Now, the last thing I'd like to talk about is, again, Philadelphia is in the Super Bowl this year. And the fact that every year the Super Bowl comes around and Philadelphia is typically not in it. So what they had is the Wing Bowl. And so this year was actually a very special Wing Bowl where they eat chicken wings and stuff like that. Oh. So because they were happy and all that kind of stuff because their team's in the Super Bowl. But the thing that struck me is the winner of this year's Wing Bowl, for the second time, her name is Molly Schneider. She ate 501 wings in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes, 501 wings. 127 pounds. So she's not like a giant woman.
She looks like a badass, though.
These are in sections. These aren't whole wings.
Yeah, they're like just regular chicken wings.
Typical women. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What's the most chicken wings you've ever eaten in a sitting?
15.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine is 26, I think.
Really?
Crushing.
Yeah,
You can ask my sister.
I kind of is it just wings? Like
Just
a
wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you went to it at all you can eat wing night.
Yeah, maybe 18.
You had to go
What's
one
going?
more than
What's going on?
I don't,
I'm not a huge wing guy, but I haven't gotten up to 50.
See, I feel like I would be disqualified from this competition though, because like I love wings, I love eating wings, but I always leave just like the tiniest little bit, and I feel like that would disqualify me. I'd be like, you didn't eat all of your wing.
Was it all one flavor? Oh man, it could not have all been one.
It has to be.
I just don't understand how you can do that fast. I can understand eating.
Yeah, you can't
sure,
do
I
straight
can understand
barbecue.
eating
That's too
that.
much
Yeah.
sugar, man.
Who knows? I don't know what she did, but
Maybe
I mean,
they're just
apparently,
plain, just chicken.
So she's just eating chicken in wing form with no sauce. But that would be the thing that you would say. You'd say, make
No,
sure
she did look saucy. Her face looks saucy.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I liked how you said that. She did look saucy.
Yeah, she looks like a badass. I'm pretty proud of her.
She ate 127 pounds of food.
She ate more pounds of food than she freaking weighs. That's amazing.
Is she still alive?
Yes. Oh, she's a 2-time winner. She's big time celebrity in Philadelphia.
Can she make it to 3 though?
Oh, she's a celebrity in Philadelphia.
That, by the way, if you didn't hear that, that was the jerky sound.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Hey, secret for everyone that's ever going to go to Philadelphia and your friends go, oh, you should go to Pat's, you should go to Geno's, you should go to Tony's. Every cheesesteak tastes the same because they get all the food from the same vendors.
That's like a secret thing that
And they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. They're cheesesteaks. It's cheese and meat and hotness.
Yeah, and it's like people are just recommending the level of rudeness from the people working there because they're like, Pat's and Geno's, we don't have to be nice. So it's just some mean Philly bitch yelling at you. I'm like, I just want a mellow yellow and a cheesesteak whiz.
Have you ever had one at the...
I hate cheesesteaks.
Okay, but here's my thing with cheesesteaks. Throw her off my show.
I like to be able to see my any kind of steak that I'm eating.
Steak, okay, that's let's...
Yeah, it's a loose term what they use
let's
at
put
cheesesteaks.
quotes around that.
Yeah. But one thing I would say, though, is I've been to Philadelphia, and I typically just go to a cheesesteak place where, again, they don't yell at you because you have to know, the ordering procedure and shit like that. So I'll just go to one where I can sit at a table and just be like, yeah, can I have a cheesesteak? Because, if you go to Pat or Geno's, you have to know, you have to say wit and onions in this order. They kick you out and throw you to the end and make you wait another 45 minutes.
Yeah, there's the last time I was in Philly, I went to, an open-air market, in the train station, and there were 7 cheesesteak places, and I was like, oh, so this is where you come to have a nice person.
Yeah.
Can I get a cheesesteak? I'd like some onions on that and some whiz. And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely, right away. Let me get that for you. Not like, hey, fuck you. Go back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. Which is why if they lose today, not the worst thing in the world. Thank you very much, Shannon Norman.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Again, as always, February 9th, he's going to be at the Club Cafe, a hilarious comedian. February 10th at Ham Bones, both at 10 o'clock. All that's going to be wonderful things. Let's close out the show with Comment Your Ass Off, where we read all the comments, Shannon, because we care about the people.
Say hello to the world. Say hello to the viewing.
We have quite a bit of comments today, but mostly all from the same person.
Okay, cool.
Man, my vision is getting bad. All right. Sam, he asked if this was a new episode. It is indeed. Every Sunday we have a new episode, just so you know.
Cool.
Brandon said, what would constitute a bad person? When we were talking about, what do you call those? The dominatrix.
What would be a bad person? If you make your money, did you hear about financial dominatrix?
Yeah, I heard you talking about that.
Basically a woman.
You were totally into it. You're like, absolutely.
And I think I know what this Brandon fellow is looking for. You're a naughty boy, Brandon. You're very, very, very bad. Venmo me Domino's money, you sick pup.
See, you wouldn't have any problem being a financial dominatrix.
Oh, man.
Maybe I'm talking to the wrong person. She had a problem because she has morals.
Nice.
And wants to, she's a nice person, whereas we were just like, this is the greatest. Guys, if they suddenly became beautiful women, would be the worst women in the world.
That's very true.
Yeah, we'd be just treating men like complete dog shit. We would totally be, if I was a hot woman, I'd totally be a financial dominatrix and be like, you're an awful person, I'm going to spend your money, send me, I'd be terrible. Horrible.
Actually, I feel I'd probably get super bored with that and then feel real bad, and I'd just try to start running bits. And I'd be like, you're a dirty boy. So anyway, I was a giant eagle the other day. And how many kinds of hot sauce do we need, you pervert?
You're a bad boy because of Nazi puns. Anyway.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic, Norman. Go ahead.
I just got a bunch of weird ones too.
From who? Who's the weird person who's doing this?
No, wait. I'll get to the ones before. Brandon, I'm just going to read all of Brandon's comments.
Okay.
Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks should be good. Obviously.
Wow, way to take a hard stance there, Brandon.
ADC was crazy and it was a double album. We all throw our backs out like that, rolling our eyes at people who say things like that woman. What did you call her? Sheila?
Sheila. Sounds like a Sheila.
Nick Cage got a castle. It all goes back to Looney Tunes. Passion of the Christ 2, The Two Crosses. Passion of the Christ 2, Judgment Day. Passion of the Christ 2, 50 Shades Darker. Sam says, it will be dark tonight. Brandon also says, all good ideas come from being high. I wonder what the tip would be on a $42,000 bottle of champagne. He probably tipped $17.
Yeah, if you're a scumbag and I bet you that, the person who brought him the $42,000 champagne, if we're doing 15%, it would be, be like $5,000.
15% of 42,000.
Yeah.
I'm not a math guy.
I'm a communications major. I failed. I withdrew from Math 101 from the University of Connecticut 3 times until in the summer I went up to the person teaching it and I'm like, I'm terrible at math. I will be here every day. And they're just like, you'll get a C. And that's the only way I passed Math 101. Just begging the teacher, just please do not fail me.
Here's a calculator. Please do not try to eat it.
By the way, someone had a great joke. They sat there, when you were young enough to remember when kids be like, why can't we use a calculator on the test? Be like, well, you can't have a calculator everywhere.
Yeah.
We showed them, teachers. Screw you.
Oh my God.
Math teachers.
Brandon's mind was also blown when he told him that all of the cheesesteak places have the same vendors. His mind was blown.
Oh man, did he use an emoji?
No emojis.
The blow emoji?
No, there's the emoji where the head's exploding now.
Okay.
What? It's on the iPhone.
No, I don't have that.
Oh, do you have an Android?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Your respect for Alex just went out the window.
Yeah. Kathy, she says butthole, and then she says, this isn't the Jesus channel. And then Mike with a Y said, lady, when do the couch auctions start? Kathy says, Ashanti lied. Mike says, $2. Kathy says, can you just stare in the camera and not say anything? Kathy also says, Brandon stole my purse. And Richard says, what is this show? I don't know where these people are coming from.
It's because we tagged you. So.
What is this show?
Phil,
you know what? I think I know exactly what he's referencing. That's
the couch auction?
No.
Oh.
What is this show? There was years ago when I was on this television show called The It's Alive Show. We did a live appearance on a PC TV show called Humanity Matters, hosted by Al Turcaso. And I was there in full makeup, and it's a show about, like, community issues. But he interviewed us for the It's Alive show, and it was his first live call-in. And there was a woman called in, and she went, what is this show? Is there a point?
Oh, my God.
Shannon Norman, ready? February 9th at Club Cafe, February 10th at Hambones. Any other comments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil said, hello, ladies. Sam says, when will there be the Mike Sasson show, the motion picture? Oh, my God.
We're writing it. Let's write it,
yeah,
Alex.
Who would play you?
Who else? John Goodman from 20 years ago.
He's too skinny now.
I said 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Okay. Well, yeah. If they could put Carrie Fisher's face in a porno, they could digitally enhance John Goodman's body to be fat again.
Well, or they could basically put my face on the bear from The Revenant who humped. That's who would play me. Get him some more work. He hasn't. That bear hasn't worked in years.
Phil says Craigslist item, then a number still available. Brandon says that woman lied and she's also a guy. Phil says tell that fat lady in plaid to shut up and start the auction. Kathy says the bald lady talks too much. Rex says hello, and Mike says, is this Will Sasso's brother?
Oh, this is fantastic.
This is awesome. This is the best segment ever.
Kathy said, "I see you laughing at our comments, cutie." So.
Oh shit! Whoa.
Kathy, please tell us who you're talking about.
Yeah. What up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming
What
it's
cuties?
Alex.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah,
If it's
at
me-
this exact moment, yes.
If it's me, I'm gonna buy that couch. Let's start that auction.
And I'm going to assume with cutie they meant you.
No.
There you go. Again.
That bald lady over there. Please start the auction.
Please start the auction. Again, Shannon Norman, thank you very much. And again, Friday, we'll actually, before you go to them, if you want to make it a night of comedy, gonna have for the Millvale Music Festival, there's gonna be a comedy show for raising money. I'll be part of that.
Awesome.
And then Saturday night, I am gonna be at the Arcade Comedy Theater for I think stand-up Get Down. So again, you can get so much Shannon Norman, Sasson, and then Alex will be around town eating tacos and drinking.
Mm-hmm. Like normal.
We're not going to be doing those as well.
Thank you very much to Shannon Norman. Thank you very much to Alex, the greatest producer in the history of internet radio. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I think it starts in a couple minutes. My name is Mike Saxon. Keep listening to The River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. And someday when I meet Will Sasso, I'm going to ask why he just didn't put the N on just to make it just help me out a little bit.
At Shambones on Twitter. Boom.
Boom, Russell. See you.